Hey guys, I just wanted to share a few beginner tips and tricks that might help you increase your chances of surviving. You might already know a few of these, but hopefully you learned something new. First, I'd like to go over a few settings. The first being lag compensation. You'll want to be turning this setting to none, as when it's on predictive, it will lead to unwanted outcomes. Let me explain. While the setting is on predictive, you might encounter a situation where you visibly dodged an attack from a mob or a boss, but you still took damage. If you have this setting on none, this will not happen. Second is camera shake. So for example, when a boss walks or an earthquake happens, your camera will shake aggressively, which can make the game harder to play, so do yourself a favor and turn it off. Third is distortion. It distorts the edges of your screen when you are insane, making it harder to see. So I'd suggest turning it off, or at the bare minimum, set it to faint. The first several nights are important and you should use your time wisely. So use torches at night to continue mapping out your world. The faster you can map your world, the easier it will be to decide on your base location. If you need to chop a tree or mine some stone or gold while you're exploring, you can always just burn a tree nearby, as it will light up a significant area around it, allowing you to use tools and get the job done. As you are exploring and mapping your world, you'll come across carrots and berry bushes, which will serve as a food source for the majority of your early exploring. However, you can also kill the butterflies that you see flying around for another great source of food as well as health. I highly recommend collecting seeds as you travel, as they can be used later to kickstart your farms, but if you are in need of some food, you can always snack on them. Since berries are going to be a part of your main food source early on, you might have come across a gobbler which spawns from berry bushes, and they are very fast and hard to catch and often steal the rest of your berries before you can harvest them yourself. But there is a very simple way of killing them. After you harvest the first berry bush, you can drop a berry on the ground a little away from you but close enough to the other berry bushes, so that when it spawns, it will notice the berry and it will start to walk towards it, completely ignoring you. And at that point, you can freely walk up to them and kill them for easy food. Now, if you take damage and need a bit of healing early game and don't have a crock pot, you can always eat raw blue caps. They heal you for 20 and even restore 12.5 hunger, but at the cost of 15 sanity. You can counter the sanity cost by eating a cooked green cap, which gives you 15 sanity at the cost of 1 health. Now remember, raw blue caps and cooked green caps, because cooked blue caps actually reduce health by 3 and raw green caps lose a massive 50 sanity. Pre-crafting is a very useful technique to use throughout your playthrough. It allows you to hold a pre-crafted item in your crafting inventory, which saves you space in your actual inventory. As in the early stages of the game, your inventory will become filled relatively fast, and with players only having access to the basic backpack early game, it allows you to hold placeable structures such as campfires, fire pits, science machines, alchemy engines, or crockpots or fridges, and a few others, which then store them in your crafting menu to be placed at a later time, which frees up space from your inventory because the materials needed to craft those various items are consumed. When picking your base location, it really comes down to the world generation and personal preference, but a general tip is to base close to or at the things you'll need or likely use. A few examples of key points of interest could be the Portal, Pig King, Bee Queen, Dragonfly Desert, Oasis Desert, Moonstone, and the Swamp. But remember, it all comes down to what you value important for your world. Moving renewable resources is another great tip. Renewable resources are things like grass tufts, saplings, berry bushes, stone fruit, kelp, and lure plants. Moving these to your base frees up so much time as well as increasing the quality of life. You can even combine this with Wickerbottom's books to grow as much grass, twigs, berries, or stone fruit you can ever wish for. You may know Chester for being a moving chest, but you may or may not know that he has transformations which could be helpful depending on what you need. Chester has 3 forms, the first being his normal form, the one you get him as, and the second being Ice Chester, and the third being Shadow Chester. We won't talk about the first one because it's straightforward, but the best transformation in my opinion would have to be the Ice Chester. It has the same amount of storage space as the original one, but with an added benefit of acting like a portable ice box, which can preserve foods as well as cool thermal stones. Shadow Chester adds 3 additional storage spaces as well as being linked to Maxwell's chest and top hat. In your first spring and every other spring after that, you'll come across Lureplants which produce a food item called leafy meat, but it's protected by eye plants which will collect and eat anything within its range, so be careful not to drop anything important. But don't worry, if it does steal your things, you do have a period of time before it fully eats it, and you can get your things back by simply attacking the bulb in the center, and they will drop whatever they've collected so far and the lure plant itself. You then can plant it on a boat, and you can freely harvest the meat they produce without the worry of the eyes spawning. And it's going to provide a free source of meat during every season besides winter. If you are able to find and travel to Lunar Island, I highly recommend bringing back kelp as well as stone fruit bushes. The kelp and stone fruit grow all year round and have a short regrowth timer, so you have a lot of access to free food all the time. Now there is a trick you can do with the boat that allows you to keep all the kelp you've collected into a single spot for easy harvesting. Now, relocating resources can be difficult in larger numbers, especially when you need to fertilize them. Now, there's one great way of getting a lot of fertilizer really fast, and it's using werepigs. During a full moon, pigs will turn into werepigs, but you can also force them to turn into werepigs by feeding them 4 monster meat at any time. And werepigs will focus on food over the player and will poop every time they eat something. So this is where we take advantage of this. Grab as many light bulbs as you'll need to be turned into poop, transform our little buddy into the werepig he was meant to be, and boom, all the fertilizer you'll ever need. Plus, if it finishes and it's still werepig, you can kill it for some extra meat and pig skin, so win-win. Winter is coming and you need to find some warm clothes. Well, the Beefalo hat is the best. Now, the problem with this is that you need to kill a Beefalo to get this. For the most part, they are always going to be in a herd, and trying to kill one sometimes leads to your death. But with this one simple trick, you can easily isolate one boof and kill it. You're going to need the Beefalo bell. What this item allows you to do is bond with a single Beefalo, and once bonded, it will follow whoever has the bell in their inventory. So just leave the Beefalo away from its herd and kill it. Rinse and repeat until you get yourself a Beefalo horn to make the hat. If you're having trouble killing your Mac Tusks, I have a simple tip that can help you. Using our good friend Chester as bait, you can make killing Mac Tusks a lot easier. First, you have the Mac Tusk and the hounds aggro Chester, then just kill the hounds one at a time, then chase after the Mac Tusk. Or just ignore the hounds and chase after the Mac Tusk, but I wouldn't suggest this as Chester might die. Another way of dealing with the Mac Tusks are to simply run straight at them and have them run far enough away from their house that they will eventually turn around and walk calmly back. And at this point, you can freely kill them. Okay guys, that's it for now. Maybe you knew a few of these, maybe you didn't. But let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and if there's any other videos you would like me to make. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by the stream and ask me live. I'm always happy to help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.